never about the money. It's never about the bureaucracy. It's never about the need or urgency. It's that I'm going through some pain right now. Our organization is trying to do certain things. And if you don't understand what that is, then guess what? You're not going to be able to sell more effectively. You're just throwing stuff up against the wall and hoping that they'll like it, right? So what if we go in there with a different mindset now? What is it that they're going through? Now I'm going to give you some more tips here. The second part, so the first part is to empathize, right? Let me understand what they're going through. And the best way to do that is to put yourself in their position. Now, the second part, I think the key ingredient of the formula is this. You got to educate them. Now, this is key because this separates sellers and tellers. Tellers will just report what's on a brochure. Sellers begin to really understand why people buy their products or services. I mean, they really begin to understand it. They study who's been buying from them. You know, how many folks have case studies for their companies, right? We have case studies, different case studies, different scenarios, right? And these are the things we have to study because this is what they're looking for. Show me, show me. Because customers, at the end of the day, do they want more information? Yes or no? Yes. Yes or no? No. No, they don't. They got more information than they need. The internet's just chock full of information. What do they need? What do they need? What do they need?
Solution.
I'm out of here. I'm just done. I'm just done. I'm just done.
Education.
I've said it twice.
Education.
They don't need education. They need something else. You know what they need? Grab. Watch out. Heads up.
Insight.
Yes, they need insight. All the way to the back. Dude, I made that one. Short hop, because I love your tie. Because I don't want to go my man back here. All right. That says information what? Beyond the obvious. This is what people want, information beyond the obvious. When you're presenting, if I may put the red ball, this represents a piece of information that they don't have. This is a piece of insight. So in your presentation, if I were to ask you, how many red balls do you have in your presentation? That makes the customer go, huh, I didn't know that. Huh, I didn't know that. How many of these do you have? Because this is insight, thank you. Let me give you an example, and I'll have to read it for you folks in the back. Now, you need insight. Now, here's a scenario, very simple scenario, and I do this because I want to illustrate this. If you get this, this is the most important part of the presentation. You'll understand. Let's say that you're selling at Lowe's or Home Depot, take your pick, right? You're one of the salespeople. Somebody comes up, Carl, again, Carl just is everywhere, right? Carl comes in there, and he's looking at these paint cans, right? And Carl says, there's a $15 can and there's a $20 can. Carl can't really tell the difference between both. If you know Carl, like I do not, which can would you choose? When two options are offered, most customers will choose which one? Cheapest one. Tendency is always to go for the cheapest one, right? To mitigate risk. So now imagine that you see Carl going, he's ready to leap at that just $15 one, right? And then you as a salesperson, you come over and you say something like this. Carl, I strongly recommend Can B, which is more expensive, right? It's higher price, but it will last 8 years, whereas Can A will only last 4, right? That means that over 8 years, you'd have to buy Can A twice. So in other words, it's cheaper just to buy the most expensive one right now. Wow. I tell that to Carl, is that enough to get him to buy the other can? Yes or no?
Yes.
Whoever said yes, are you kidding me? That's it? That's a layup. Nobody gives you those anymore. No! So what you do is you say something like this. Carl says, well, if you know Carl, he says, well, I don't care. I'm prepared to sell my house, so I don't care how long the paint lasts.
That is Carl.
That is Carl. Yeah, kick dirt at you. I don't care, right? They kick dirt at you, right? And so this is what you say to Carl. Listen carefully. Insight's about to be dropped, right? You say, Carl, I understand, but I still think Can B is a better choice. Let me read it out loud. You see, Can B contains 50% more pigment, which results in better coverage than Can A. This means you will need to apply only one coat. If you have a dark wall, you'll have to apply 2 coats with Can A, which means you'll double your cost. Wow, drop in knowledge.